Hey guys, it's Marty. I'm sorry in advance, this is going to be a terrible looking video because it's in my car after work at almost 2 a.m. I'm sorry this is coming out late because I had to work late tonight and um, yeah, didn't have time to do it before work because I was taking a nap. Um, so, progress this week for being on testosterone. So, this is, I just took my third injection today, so it'll be 2 full weeks on T. I feel like my voice is changing a little bit, starting to become a little bit more gravelier, and when I sing, I notice it's getting easier to hit lower notes. So I think that's a really good sign that things are going in the right direction. One of the bigger things I've noticed this week is my neck and shoulders are getting more prominent. So I don't know if it's the fat redistributing away from those areas or if it's the muscles growing underneath the skin. But either way, when I look in the mirror, I have a very masculine looking neck, very strong and broadening. I also notice a little bit of fat change in my face. So my cheeks are slimming down and my jaw is becoming a little bit more sharp right in here, which is all very positive things. When I look in the mirror, I almost get a little bit giddy every time I notice something new that's changing, and it's really exciting. Um, Another really super exciting thing I've noticed this week is that I'm starting to have a little bit of bottom growth, which is kind of a big marker for a lot of trans men. I know for me, it's personally helped a lot with my dysphoria regarding sex in general, which has been a little bit of a struggle for me lately, is not feeling very manly in the bedroom. So the bottom growth is assisting with that. It's really helped me feel more comfortable and more myself and free, and I'm enjoying things a lot more than I used to, which is really good. Bargaining on the fact that I'm just incredibly horny all the time. Just, it's awful. But I feel bad for my husband. He's he's gonna get so worn out. But sexual things aside, because I'm sure that's not all you want to hear about, my skin is still getting super oily. I've started to notice a few pimples popping up here and there, which is all, nobody wants pimples, but this is probably the best circumstance in which I could have them. So I'm not complaining too much. It doesn't bother me. I feel like, um, overall this week, I feel like I pass better to myself, which is really what this is all about. That's what transition is about, is being comfortable in your own skin. When you look in the mirror, looking and pointing at yourself and saying, that's a dude. That's a dude and it's me and I'm proud of him. And that is how I've been feeling this week. And I am so happy to report that even just after 2 weeks on T, I'm seeing that much of a change in my mentality. Um, on the downside, this week, we had a pretty terrible loss in the family. My grandma on my dad's side, her name is Agnes, and we lost her to COVID. Um, she had really bad asthma and was sick for a while, and finally went to the hospital thinking she was going to get to go home that night, and she just never came home. I think she was in the hospital about 5 or 6 days before she finally died. My grandpa is surviving. He survived COVID. Um, so it's a really really rough week for the family. We've all been going through a lot. Um, which is, it's interesting to me. I'm usually typically a pretty emotional person. I tend to cry a lot about a lot of different things. Um, if somebody yells at me or talks to me wrong, I'll end up crying because I'm just that way. I'm very emotional. Um, and I've noticed that it's being on testosterone going through this has been a different experience entirely. This is the first major, like, emotional instance I've had while taking it, and I've noticed that it's a lot easier for me to stay level instead of feeling like the world is ending. Like, I don't know if it's just the difference between estrogen and testosterone, or if it's the fact that my body has always needed it and I didn't have it, and it was making me have a lot of issues emotionally. I feel like my depression, I don't know if I mentioned in my last video, but I have diagnosed major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety. Um, and I feel like my depression manifests more in, I just want to sleep. I want to sleep and not think about things. So, sorry, excuse me. I'd rather, play video games or just sleep to deal with the grief and the stress, which is not typical for me before. So, it is, however unfortunate the situation is with my grandma, we're going to miss her dearly. She was practically a saint, honestly. If there was one person in the family that I thought could possibly be an angel in disguise, it was definitely her. She was just an amazing woman. So it's a great loss, but trying to see the silver lining in this, it's helping me to see the difference that my body's having, and that I'm able to deal with things and process things differently. This has been a very interesting journey so far, even just being 2 weeks in, seeing how my mentality's changing and how I express myself differently. Um, just everything is so different. I'm noticing so many physical changes already after 2 weeks. I can't even imagine what I'm going to be like 3 months from now. Like, it's honestly so exciting. It's thrilling. Like I said, I get giddy every time I notice something new. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing a bow tie today. I was starting wearing bow ties to work. My husband had some lying around, and since I wear polos to work anyway, I decided that I wanted to try wearing bow ties, and it's really helped. It, for some reason, having something around my neck like this um, makes me instantly just feel super manly. I really liked wearing ties as a kid, even when I was trying to present female. Um, I always enjoyed wearing scarves and stuff around my neck. I was a very masculine kid. I can't believe I didn't put things together sooner. Honestly, it distresses me. Um, anyway, that's pretty much all I have for this week. I know there's been a lot. It's a lot to talk about. I probably feel like I've rambled a little bit. I really need to learn how to do some editing so I don't sound like I'm repeating myself, because I have to do my videos all in one cut. That being said, I'm going to sign off for now. If you have any questions about my transition, about what made me decide to transition, what my roadmap kind of is for the future, I'm pretty much an open book. As long as your questions come from a place of respect and love and a wish to understand, I am more than happy to answer them. As soon as I sense that a question's coming from a place of judgment, I'm going to have more of a problem with it. But honestly, my whole idea behind putting these videos out is to educate and to help people understand from kind of a layman's perspective. Like, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not doing this for views. I'm doing this to help maybe some poor kid out there that was like me, that desperately wanted to be a boy and didn't think they could, and didn't have the opportunity until they were in their 20s. I also hope to cover in the future more about being trans in an already established relationship. I've been married to my husband for 6 years now, and exploring my gender identity has been something fairly recent for him. He is bi, and he understood his sexual identity a little bit late. So after he came out as bi, I felt a lot more comfortable expressing myself and my masculinity. Ooh, sorry. My lights just went out. I guess it's time to say goodbye. Well, thank you for clicking on this video, and once again, it's Marty, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.